You've seen the event, you've seen the videos, lots of people have busted out their hands on with the Galaxy Note Plus, but I finally got it in the studio today. I'm gonna unbox it. We're gonna see what this thing can do. And then finally, in a couple of weeks, you'll see my review. And that totally rhymed. Now this is the Aura Glow Edition. And you've seen this one. This is like the disco ball effect. This is the one I'd bring to like Russian parties. I'd place it up on top of the ceiling, be like, come on people, gather around, let's have Russian party. This is really like disco ball. It makes shiny lights. Now I need a moment of silence to remove the plastic. Now inside the box, you have some headphones. These are the AKG headphones. They're not wireless, but they can connect to USB Type-C. This phone is straight from the UK. So we have a different type of charging brick. This is not the one you get here in North America. We have your typical paperwork, which I'm not gonna go through, and of course, the SIM tool. Now the phone itself is 6.8 inches. It's a big device, and when you line it up against last year's model, like the Galaxy Note 9, they actually did a very, very impressive job. The Note 9 is a little bit shorter, but the width is almost the same. Like it is a bit wider with the Galaxy Note 10 Plus, but they did a good job of fitting 6.8 inches in a bezel this thin. The one thing that I don't like about this phone though is the power button placement. They put it on the left side. Like I am always holding my phone with the right hand, even though I'm left-handed, and I'm just used to having my oh my God, I can't speak English today. Having my thumb press the power button. Now this is a bit different. I'm gonna have to reach up, get to it, which is a bit of annoyance, but if you're left-handed and hold the phone with your left hand, you might be okay with it. The next big deal is the fact they removed the headphone jack. Now, Samsung's always been a company who used to rave about how they kept the headphone jack on their devices. I'm okay with this. Like, I'm so used to not having a headphone jack on my phone right now, and I knew eventually it was going to come. I just expected it to be with the S lineup first, rather than the Note lineup, just because the Note lineup has always been about having everything on your smartphone. You have USB Type-C to charge, you have that super fast charging, you have dual speakers, one on the top, and of course, one in the earpiece. Now the other big change is the placement of the front-facing camera. On the Galaxy S10 Plus, you have it in the corner. These guys decided to go with a front center notch, whatever you want to call it, or cutout. I don't care at this point. Like I'm so used to notches and cutouts that I don't even notice it anymore. So if they have it in the center or on the left or right hand side, at the end of the day, it's just not gonna be a big deal to me. Now, a lot of people are saying this device is beautiful, and it definitely is, but I think Samsung deserves a little bit more credit. Like the symmetry, the design, the way it feels in my hand is definitely better than previous devices. Like the Galaxy Note 9, I always found a bit too chunky and much too slippery. Even though this phone is bigger, I find this significantly easier to hold in the hand, and that's a big improvement considering this phone's size. Now the star of the show is obviously the S Pen. Like that's why you buy a Galaxy Note 10 Plus. Some of the new features they announced, like the ability to pull out the pen, write down a note, and then the phone itself is going to take it and save it as actual text, is very clutch for people like me who have terrible handwriting. But the other stuff they announced, the ability to use hand gestures to work with the camera, is super gimmicky. Like I don't want to be Harry Potter on crack. I try to switch up and basically doing this the entire time. Now another thing that's always been pretty solid on the new Note devices, and even the S line, is the speakers themselves. I want to see how these speakers sound compared to the iPhone XS. Okay, so this is how it sounds. The Galaxy Note 10 Plus definitely gets louder, but it emphasizes the treble on the high end, whereas the iPhone XS doesn't get as loud as the Note 10 Plus, but it sounds a bit more fuller. Like you get more of the bass, the treble, just a better balance. The camera setup is very similar to the S10 Plus. You have 3 cameras on the back. You have your telephoto lens, wide lens, and then your normal photo lens. But you also get a 4th lens, which is the time of flight sensor. This is very specific to the Note 10 Plus. If you buy the regular Galaxy Note, you're not gonna get it. And what the time of flight sensor basically does, it helps provide depth information. It also is able to determine the distance between you and the subject that you're taking a photo of. The other thing I noticed they improved is the fingerprint scanner. It is so much faster than the S10 Plus. Like, they've definitely improved it overall. But I did notice is that if you do have a screen protector on it, it's a little bit finicky. Like I still had the plastic on this device when I was setting it up and I couldn't set up my fingerprint. So make sure to take it off before you set up your fingerprint. Now I already did a video on why you shouldn't buy the regular Galaxy Note. And the reason being is because they take away a lot of features, making the regular S10 Plus a lot more valuable. I think if you're looking at the Note line, the only one to get right now is the Note 10 Plus because it comes with everything and it doesn't sacrifice anything. And I think if you're using the S Pen at the end of the day, the bigger the screen, the better. Having more space to draw and write is very valuable when you're using a pen. And when you start to reduce the size of the phone, you end up losing real estate. Anyways, that wraps up this unboxing. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Stay tuned for the full review, which will be out in a couple of weeks. If you have any questions you want answered, let me know in the description or in the comment section, and I'll make sure to bring it out in my full review. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, because if you did, feel free to hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Disco ball!